Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G here. It's like I'm posting this Christmas Eve, so I thought I would talk about Christmas gift red flags. Guys, subscribe to my channel and let's have a little chat.
I don't know much about money. I just use it for spending.
Where did you get the money?
From fellas, where else?
It's really simple, but not so simple, because one of the things that we have come to do is say men don't know how to buy gifts. Men buy bad gifts, and we make excuses for them so that they get away with basically centering themselves in their ego and not getting us gifts that we actually love and accepting it. But it's red flags, and it's going to lead down a certain path in that relationship, in that exchange. If the gift is given with this phrase, like this beginning phrase, I didn't know what to get you, and it's not followed by, I don't know, property or something significant, like I didn't know what to get you, so I did too much, like that's one thing. But if they say I didn't know what to get you and they did basically too little, or they got you something that is really not reflective of who you are, what they should know about you as a human being, that's a red flag. They're not paying attention to you. They do not have the desire to even try and figure you out. If you're in a relationship with someone who could access your friends, who could look through your social media, who could, I don't know, your Pinterest, anything, any idea, any inkling that showed that they made an effort, it's a red flag. If they didn't do any of those things, it demonstrates they just don't care. Sorry, I'm still working on one more Christmas gift. And they don't know who you are, nor do they recognize that they don't know enough to try and figure it out. They're not even curious enough about you to try and figure it out. So that's a red flag. Another thing that I know that men do is they will give you a version of something that you asked for. So like, say you asked for a ring, right? Or say you asked for a specific bag, right? And say, you know what, they decided, not that one. I'm gonna get you this other thing. Similar, maybe it's not even, it's the same brand, but it's not the bag you asked for. It's not the style, it's not the look, it's not the thing. So they give you something else. That's them centering themselves. They're centering their ego just to see if they can get you to decenter yourself for their feelings. And I'm not saying like, okay, the bags are sold out, he tried his best, like whatever the case may be. That if it's coupled with that, maybe it's different. But if he's just like, yeah, no, I like this one better. I know you said what you said, but this one I thought for me, I thought it was better. You know, I think this one's more feminine, or I think this suits you better. It's not what you asked for. And it is a sign that he wants to control you. He wants to control your feelings. His ego, his feelings are more important than me. So let me make him feel good about doing anything for me, because that's what it comes down to. He did something. And if you're willing to accept just anything, whether you want it or not, whether it's the thing that you desired, he's setting a standard. He's setting a standard with his gifts for you. Now, let's say he's really bad at buying gifts. Let's say he's truly just like, he don't know what to do. He don't go shopping. He ain't got nobody to ask. You're not close with anybody. And he just, you know, he did his best. What if he did his best? He bought you a gift that was shit, and he tried, and you know he tried. Can you tell him, baby, I love the effort that you made, but this does not suit me? Is he okay to hear that? Is he okay if you say, can we return it and get something else? Can we go together maybe, and I can show you what I like? And this way you can learn, like, the next time it won't be so hard, it won't be so difficult. If that man goes, yeah, that's fine, keeper. He's willing to learn about you. He's willing to like center you. It's supposed to be your gift, right? And if you can do that with him, fine. But if you cannot say, babe, look, and I'm not talking about how women's, like, there are those videos you see women are like, what the fuck, you know, and like are nasty about. I'm just saying, like, gently say to him, darling, you know what? If you cannot have that conversation with your partner about a gift that's supposed to please you, That's the problem. And most men, and we know most men, they can't handle being told like that you don't like something, that it wasn't what you wanted. Then all of a sudden you're unappreciative, you're not a good, person, girlfriend, wife, whatever, because they bought you a gift about themselves, about their ego. Another red flag is when dudes get gifts for women that are about them. I'm not talking about like they bought you a vacuum. It could be lingerie. It could be something they spent hundreds of dollars on. It could be from La Perla. It could be, something beautiful. But it's not for you. That's for them. They want you to fulfill a fantasy and do all of these things. And maybe you're into that, but they should get you something else that is specifically just for you. And those are red flags. And I'm like, if they bought you video games and you're into video games, that's fine. But if you're not and they are, and they're like, or they buy things that are for them, for your place, right? Something that makes them more comfortable when they come to your house. Like they bought that for you as a gift. That's all centering them. Those are all red flags. And I think the worst is probably those men who promise you things but then show up empty-handed. And it doesn't even have to be a direct promise. It could be one of those implied kind of promises that men do sometimes. You're shopping out one day and you're like, ooh, I really like that thing right there. And he says like, don't worry about it, baby. Christmas is coming up. And he show up with nothing, like nothing, or he shows up with something awful. And you're like, what happened to that thing we saw in the window that day? And he's like, oh, yeah. You know what? It slipped my mind. And he doesn't do it. That's probably like the worst thing. That's probably like more disappointing than getting just a bad gift. Like someone promising you something specific and then it just like, never materializes. Like those are some of the worst red flags that I can imagine. And honestly, when it all comes together, when you put all of these different types of things together, like what it all comes down to is they are testing you. They're testing to see what they can get away with. They're testing if you will center their ego, and they are testing whether or not you will allow yourself to be second to them and their ego going forward. So guys, subscribe to my channel. I look forward to hearing your comments and tell me about your gifts. Like, it's Christmas Eve. I know some people are already doing the Christmas thing. So, I can't wait to hear about it. Guys, I'm going to finish this before, I actually have to give it as a gift, but subscribe to my channel and ciao for now.